Alright, Elite Co 3 here. Today we've got a 2015 Bowman draft break to do. I did pick some of this up when it came out. It was around like Christmas time, 2015. But I think box prices back then were like $50 a box. I was able to get this for $75, which isn't cheap. You get one auto. This actually has turned into a pretty nice product. Let's see. I mean, of course, you got the two cover boys here, Swanson and Brandon Rogers, and then Philly's second baseman Kingery's in this thing too. There's a lot of other players, so we're just gonna break into it. I'm not really too concerned with who the auto is. I just kind of want to open some packs and see some prospect cards, and then slab some stuff too. Benintendi's in this too. He's a fantastic young player. So 2015 Bowman draft. We're starting off with Steve Bolt. Have you guys ever heard of him? So the first Bowman to me is pretty much like their rookie card. So I'm just gonna make a stack of all the prospects. Garrett Whitley for the Rays, and then he's on the White Sox now. Renato Lopez. I'll just put all the cards into a pile and sort them after the break. Still got the cold, so working through that. There's a J.P. Crawford. He's actually starting to come on a little bit for the Phillies. That Phillies team is they're a very exciting young unit. I've been kind of following their box scores and just kind of watching their highlights, and got a lot of young, cool players on that team. I think they're like 10-7 too, so they're playing good ball. When your team's the Royals, you have to follow some other teams to get some excitement going. Things are pretty anemic. Oh, sweet! Right off the bat, boys. I'm gonna put this Tyler J in a sleeve just because it's a refractor. But we've got a kingery. This is like the blue wave. I don't know. It's almost teal. It's not numbered, but it's a neat little refractor. So sweet. And then those base cards. So the way Topps does with their quality control and this stuff, I mean, you're getting clean cards out of the pack. There's an Ian Happ. He's also in this product. So if you are a grader, you're going to have a great chance of getting some. Whoops. Not if you drop the cards, but if you can handle the cards better, you should be doing good. Kyle Crick. There's a Dansby Swanson. I don't know if that would be a card I would slab. I don't know how much hobby love he gets. He's still kind of, he's young and he's developing, and we don't know for sure what his career is going to, how it's going to manifest here. His the second baseman for the Braves is doing well too. Ozzie Albies. Here's a Judge. That's just like a prospect card. And then Kyle Tucker. Here's the auto. Garrett Whitley. I'll have to look up some stuff on him. But Kyle Tucker, he's probably going to be up this year, but he's a young kid. I think he's like 21. He's Preston Tucker's younger brother. He is doing pretty well in AAA, I believe, right now. So Garrett Whitley, I think he was a first-round pick that year. I don't know how he is doing in the minors. I haven't heard too much about him, so that's probably not a good thing. So that's the auto. Not the best, probably not the worst either, though. Manny Margot, he's on the pods now. He's actually hurt right now. So these prospect products are a lot of fun to me. I mean, in my videos in the past, I always say I like old cards, I like new cards, I like all cards. Benton Moss refractor. So, and it's fun too to bust one of these, and you kind of sort them and put them into a box, and then you come back two or 3 years later, and a lot of the players have made it to the show and they've developed more. So here's a Nick Howard refractor. This one's green to 99. Not sure what's going on with him. 4.693. So he's already 25. It's kind of like by the time you're 24, 25, you should be to the show if you're going to have a sustained career. Here's a Swanson paper. And then we have an Austin Smith for the Padres. So yeah, box prices on this product have definitely gone up. Franklin Barreto, I don't know what's going on with him. I think he's still in AAA. So here's a Phillies guy, Greg Pickett, 8th round pick. So with baseball players, it usually seems that, you know, I mean, this is pretty like kind of like common sense, but that the higher you're drafted, the more often you become like an impact player. Here's a Kevin Kramer refractor, and then on the back here we have Renato Nunez, who actually was just picked up by Texas on waivers, and he's starting for them now. I don't know if he's starting for them. I know he played today. I think he was at third base. So Nick Howard. So tons of prospect cards. This would be a fun set to put together if you are a set builder. Matt Olson. That almost looks gold, but it just might be the background. He's playing good. Here's one of those draft nights of Ash Russell. He was our first round pick in 2015, and now he's out of baseball for now. He didn't quit altogether, but the Royals have done just a horrific job of drafting over the last like 7 or 8 years, and that's kind of why we're in the hole we are now. I mean, one thing that we did obviously was trade away players during the 2015 deadline to try to win that World Series, which they did accomplish, which was awesome. But now we're kind of left with a very depleted farm system. So here's a Willie Calhoun. I think he's up for, is it Texas who he's up with? But I mean, some of our draft picks just have not worked out. Like 2011, we had Bubba Starling. 2012, Kyle Zimmer. I mean, these guys haven't even made it to the show yet. '14, we drafted Dozier. There's a paper kingery. How old is he? 429.94. So he's 23, turning 24. Not too bad. Trey Supak. Here's an interesting little die cut. Domingo Leyba and Dansby Swanson. Calhoun, we got a Benintendi paper. Courtney Hawkins, he was actually just cut today. So the experiment, or not the experiment, he was a first rounder back in 2012. Kind of like a high school, you know, high ceiling athlete who had a lot of potential, but he could never put it together. So Ahmed Rosario, who's sitting around like 230, but he's starting for the Mets. Chris Betts. This box hasn't really been that exciting, in my opinion. Started out hot, but there's not really anything numbered. Ian Happ. Here's something numbered. Tyler Mark to 499. Last pack. That's Mariano's son. I think they just made the card to be nice. I don't think he's really a big prospect. He was drafted in the 4th round. Connor Biggio. He was like, what, 34th round? They just printed that because of Craig. That's funny. All right, that's it. I mean, I didn't think that box was that good. Especially for the money. There's some refractors, some cool paper base and chrome. This is just kind of a quick flip through of the refractors. Got only like 2 cards that were numbered. There's the auto Whitley, and that's the coolest card in the box. So that's it. 2015 Bowman Draft Baseball. Later.